AK-47s, RPGs, and bamboo traps. This is every weapon used by the Vietnamese infantry to win the war, starting off with assault rifles and carbines. AK-47, this legendary assault rifle became the defining symbol of the PVN forces. It was incredibly reliable in the mud and rain, proving far more durable than the early M16s used by American troops. Then, SKS. This semi-automatic carbine was a staple for Viet Cong militia units. It was simple to maintain and provided effective fire against US patrols, even in the hands of less experienced local fighters. VZ-58. While this Czech rifle looks like a famous Soviet weapon, its internal parts are actually quite different. It was known for being remarkably lightweight, which was a huge advantage when marching through dense terrain. Type 63. This Chinese rifle combined the best features of several different designs. It allowed for more controlled fire and featured a unique bolt-hold open mechanism that made reloading much faster during firefights. The next one, AMD-65. This Hungarian variant featured a short barrel and a side-folding metal stock. It was designed for mobility, making it perfect for specialized units and fighting in very tight quarters. VZ-52, an early Czech rifle that originally used a unique 7.62 by 45mm cartridge. Many were later modified to use more standard ammunition to keep logistics simple in the field. The next one, STG-44, a true piece of history that found its way into the jungle. As the world's first true assault rifle, it still offered significant firepower and served reliably decades after it was first designed. Let's move on to submachine guns. K50M, a local modification of a Soviet design, this weapon was built specifically for jungle warfare against US patrols. Its shortened barrel and wire stock made it perfect for lightning-fast ambushes. PPSH-41. This Soviet PPSH-41 was famous for its blistering rate of fire. When using a large drum magazine, it could spray a massive amount of lead in a very short amount of time during a jungle ambush. PPS-43, a rugged and compact weapon made mostly from stamped steel. It was highly prized for being lightweight and easy to carry on long treks through the mountains to intercept US transport convoys. M4957, a Yugoslavian submachine gun that shared many traits with Soviet designs. It was a solid and dependable choice for close-range combat and was very easy for soldiers to keep in working order. M56. This Yugoslavian weapon was inspired by German designs from the Second World War. It used a distinctive long magazine and offered a folding stock that made it easy to conceal. Say-23, a clever Czech submachine gun that utilized a telescoping bolt to keep the overall length very short. It was very advanced for its time and offered excellent balance during fire. SAVZ-61 Scorpion. This tiny machine pistol was designed for personal defense. It was small enough to fit in a holster, but could unleash a rapid stream of fire if the user found themselves in a sudden close encounter. PM63 RAK, a Polish machine pistol with a very unique sliding mechanism. It was used by tank crews and special units who needed a very compact weapon that could still provide automatic fire. Next, MP40. The iconic German MP40 was often supplied as military aid. Its low recoil and steady rate of fire made it very effective for urban fighting or jungle skirmishes against well-equipped US troops. Up next, PPD 3440, an early Soviet submachine gun that set the stage for later models. It featured a high-capacity drum and was a reliable companion for soldiers in the early years of the conflict. Moving on to machine guns. RPD, this RPD light machine gun, was the backbone of squad-level fire support. It was fed from a 100-round belt stored in a drum, allowing for steady suppressive fire against advancing American platoons. Now, this is the RPK, a beefed-up version of the standard AK rifle with a much longer and heavier barrel. It allowed for more sustained fire, without the risk of the gun overheating during long defensive engagements. TUL-1, this was a domestic version of the RPK heavy rifle. It was produced locally to ensure that squads had enough heavy firepower even when shipments from abroad were delayed. PKM, widely considered one of the best machine guns ever made. It was surprisingly light for its power and could operate in the harshest environments without ever failing during major offensives. DP-28, easily recognized by the large flat ammunition pan on top. Though it was an older design, its heavy rounds were very effective at keeping the enemy at a distance. RP-46, a modified machine gun that used a belt feed system instead of the older pan magazines. This allowed the gunner to fire for much longer periods before needing to reload. SG-43, a heavy machine gun often mounted on wheels or a tripod. It was primarily used to defend fixed positions and could fire thousands of rounds during a long engagement. UK Verzen 59, a versatile Czech machine gun that could be used in both light and heavy roles. It featured a unique design where the pistol grip was used to cock the weapon. DSHK, this massive heavy machine gun fired powerful rounds designed to tear through armor. It was the North's primary weapon for downing US helicopters and stopping light vehicles in their tracks. ZPU-1, this single-barrel anti-aircraft gun, was often hidden in the jungle. It was extremely powerful and could easily take down US search and rescue aircraft that flew too low over the dense canopy. MG-34, a precise and fast-firing German machine gun from the Second World War. Its high quality and reliability made it a formidable tool for defense even many years later. MG-42, known for its terrifyingly high rate of fire, this weapon could pin down entire platoons. The sound of its fire was unmistakable and feared by anyone on the receiving end. Moving on to bolt-action and sniper rifles. Mosin Nagant, a rugged bolt-action rifle that had been around for a very long time. It was prized for its simplicity and the powerful cartridge that could reach targets far across the valley from hidden positions. SVD Dragunov, a dedicated marksman rifle built for extreme accuracy. It allowed North Vietnamese snipers to pick off US officers and high-value targets from a great distance with terrifyingly high precision. Next, Mosin Nagant PU Sniper, a classic bolt-action rifle equipped with a 3.5 power optical scope. It was used by many skilled marksmen to harass enemy patrols from hidden positions. Now this is the Kar-98K, the standard German rifle from World War II. These were often supplied as aid and were valued for their legendary accuracy and extremely strong bolt action. Now let's look at handguns. TT-33, a flat and compact Soviet pistol that was very easy for officers to carry. It fired a high-velocity round that was surprisingly good at penetrating the flak jackets worn by American personnel. Makarov PM, a small and simple sidearm that was very reliable in the field. Its compact size made it a perfect choice for pilots and officers who needed a backup weapon during intense close-quarters skirmishes. Stechkin APS. This large pistol had the rare ability to fire in full auto. It often came with a wooden holster that could be attached to the back to serve as a shoulder stock. Nagant M1895, a unique revolver with a special gas seal system. This allowed it to be used effectively with a suppressor, making it a favorite for quiet nighttime operations. Type 67 pistol, a specialized Chinese handgun designed with an integrated silencer. It was an essential tool for scouts and special forces who needed to take out sentries without being heard. C96, this vintage semi-automatic, was famous for its broom handle grip. Despite its age, it remained a functional and effective weapon during the long years of fighting. Next up, anti-tank and support weapons. RPG-2s, a simple and portable rocket launcher that gave the infantry a way to fight back against bunkers. It was easy to use and very effective at close range. The next one, RPG-7, the most iconic anti-tank weapon of the war, the B-41 provided the range and accuracy needed to destroy US bunkers and was a constant threat to American armored columns. B-10, an 82mm recoilless rifle that could be broken down and carried by hand. It provided heavy, direct fire support to help local forces overcome fortified US bases and sandbagged outposts. B-11, a larger 107mm recoilless rifle used for the most difficult targets. It required a large crew to operate, but could destroy almost any bunker it hit. SPG-9, a tripod-mounted recilless gun that fired specialized fin-stabilized rounds. It was very accurate and could engage enemy positions from a safe distance. LPO-50, This Soviet flamethrower used pressurized tanks to blast fire at enemy targets. It was a terrifying weapon used primarily for clearing out US defensive positions and reinforced perimeter bunkers. SA-7 Grail. This heat-seeking missile system fundamentally changed the war in the air. It forced US pilots to fly much more defensively to avoid being shot down by hidden ground teams. At 3 Saga, a wire-guided anti-tank missile that allowed an operator to steer the rocket in flight. It was a high-tech solution for taking out heavy armor on the battlefield. Let's move on to explosives and mines. F1 Grenade, a heavy fragmentation grenade with a thick ribbed body. It was designed to shatter into many pieces, creating a deadly radius for anyone caught nearby. RGD-5, a more modern offensive grenade with a smooth shell. It was lighter and could be thrown further, making it ideal for attacking US trenches and foxholes during sudden nighttime assaults. Up next, RG-42, a simple grenade made from a metal can with a fragmenting strip inside. It was very easy to manufacture and became a common tool for setting up deadly ambushes. RKG-3, this specialized anti-tank grenade, used a small parachute to stabilize itself. It was designed to hit the thin top armor of a tank to cause maximum damage. DH-10, a large directional mine used to counter US claymores. Packed with explosives and shards, it was designed to wipe out American infantry and convoys along narrow jungle roads. Then Min Mine, a locally produced explosive device made with great ingenuity. These traps were often hidden in the brush and caused great psychological stress for patrolling troops. MD-82, a small, plastic, anti-personnel mine that was nearly impossible to find. It was designed to disable a soldier's ability to walk, slowing down an entire unit and draining their morale on the trail. Up next, POM-Z2, a fragmentation mine mounted on a wooden stake and triggered by a tripwire. It was a simple but very effective way to defend the perimeter of a base. Now let's look at mortars. Type 31, a portable 60mm mortar that was easy to carry over rough terrain. It provided quick and effective indirect fire for units on the move. PM-41, this Soviet mortar, was a heavy hitter for battalion-level support. It was used to rain down high explosives on enemy concentrations with great effect. PM-43, an improved heavy mortar with a better design for sustained firing. It was capable of firing many shells per minute to support major infantry assaults. Finally, we have Indigenous Weapons. Zip Gun, a crude, homemade firearm built from scrap metal and pipes. These weapons showed the incredible resourcefulness of local fighters who had to improvise to stand a chance against US firepower. Punji Stake, hidden bamboo stakes designed to pierce the boots of US patrols. This simple psychological weapon was often coated in waste to cause severe infections and slow down American units. Bamboo Mace, a brutal jungle trap designed to neutralize US squads. When a tripwire was pulled, it would swing down with enough force to crush or impale any soldier caught in its path.